Wheel. Oh no, we're muted again.
You just gotta use sign language the whole stream.
We're back.
I don't know sign language. Sorry.
We're back.
Yo. Hi guys. We were saying that we're late because DC was making me her signature coffee, and also we were petting dogs.
Yeah,
it was
5 of them. We were getting our whatever it's called, emotional therapy time with the floofs,
and we were getting some puppy cuddles. It was cool.
Yeah, my disclaimer is also broken, so we're just going to be like, this is fair use. We're doing this for educational entertainment purposes.
It's our opinion.
This is our opinion. And don't go be an asshole to other people on the internet because of what we say here.
Do not touch the poop.
Don't touch the poop. No ad hominem. You know the stuff. Mm-hmm. Lick the stream.
Yes. All of that. All of the above. Also, hi. I crashed today, woke up DC, just normal things, just showed up unannounced with no coffee. I was supposed to show up with coffee, but somebody didn't answer the phone.
I know, I was sleeping. I've been having rough nights at that night, so I was like,
you know what? Same. I'm not even mad at you because same.
I know, but she has a whole other human to keep alive, and I only have a floof to keep alive. It's not the same. It's not the
Lucky
same.
for me, my tiny human loves naps. So,
That's awesome. Hey, Jessica. Like your look, Karina. See, Karina was like, is the baseball hat okay? And I was like, heck yeah, it is.
I was going for Sporty Spice today.
It is Sporty Spice.
But I was like, they're going to be like, who is that dude? Who's that dude sitting next to you? Who is that?
Isn't there a song like the Disney song like who's that girl? But you could do you know that song I'm talking about?
No.
I can't sing it because I can't sing.
What is it?
Is it
Mulan?
Is it Mulan? I think it's Mulan. But you can think who's that
girl
dude
looking back at me or something, right?
But it's who's that dude looking
who's
back?
That dude looking back at me? Like I literally look just like my brother, except my brother's really handsome.
You're beautiful.
Oh,
stop it.
Thank you.
Stop
At least I have some makeup on today,
I don't.
Had to run errands.
Karina's like, are you going to get ready? And I said, no.
I was like, great. Great.
Very supportive, very potato. So
very best potato sauce. Yep.
Yes, reflections.
Thank you.
Reflections, but the streaming version of it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
If I knew the words, I would like totally just bust your eardrums out, but I don't. Lucky for y'all.
I was listening back to our last stream together, and I was listening to you, and I'm like, Karina needs to have a podcast because I could listen to you like in a creepy way, but in a non-creepy way. Like you've got a good podcast voice.
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, I need someone to do the podcast with because I'm not gonna. Yeah, we can do it.
Even if you just do it and I like produce it and you could be here and you could use the microphone.
Dude, I am so down. Like I have such a good time here, and also if it means I get to come and pet the dogs, you don't even gotta pay me. The dogs will pay me in cuddles.
We need to put it on Patreon or something so that people can like support you financially because YouTube's an asshole.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But no, I mean, even if it's just for fun, I would love to do it. Like an episode every couple of weeks or something. Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. I'm down. I'm here for it. But also on a like creepy note, I also went back to listen to our last video and I was like, I sound good.
You do.
I was like, I low-key sound sexy. And then I showed it to Jackie. He was like, damn, baby. And I was like, it's the microphone. It's the microphone.
Listen, this microphone, I will say, it's a little bit of a chunk. It's a purchase, but you don't have to pay for soundproofing. Mm-hmm. You have to do limited audio editing that you have to fix on the back end. Mm-hmm. And it sounds so good, like on a stream setting.
Yeah. It sounds really good.
It sounds even better than the baby sister of this mic. And like, this is my favorite. For like streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
OMG DC, my family has the same soup bowls in red. Yeah, we made a chunk of coffee, so we had to do the coffee in these. It's a dark brown sugar latte.
We are both running on little to no sleep, so this was the only way to go today.
Yeah. This is a Shure SM something. I would say Shure is one of my favorite mics. This is one where you have to be a little bit closer. It's not like the Yeti one where you can have it a little bit further away, but there's limited things that you have to mess with to be able to plug in.
It makes you feel more professional too, I think.
Oh,
I like it. I really do like it. I asked her earlier, I was like, how much is that microphone? Because even if it's just to hear my own self talk, I want it. But
yeah, it's honestly worth.
It's out of my price range right now.
Yeah, it would be like. I think it's worth saving up for if you stream as much as Karina used to stream, or we stream again, but we can stream together, you know,
Yeah.
or you can stream by yourself and I'll just produce this. But because of the input, the sound, the warmth, the clarity, like what we get on the back end with like when y'all listen, like Karina sounds like that in real life. And so you do. You sound like that. You're like a walking podcast dream. Okay?
Well, thank you, but stop lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Oh, no, the Elgato one is good. You did not. You're good. I just like the best after I just twisted it around. Sorry about that.
I don't even want to touch it. I'm like, I'm going to break it. Don't let me touch it. I don't want to touch it. But yeah, it's a good time.
Let's see.
Also, speaking of recording and stuff, I am doing a thing. I don't know how often I'm going to do it. I'm just doing it for fun right now. But I am actually recording a crochet vlog. So if you guys are interested, I don't know when it's going up, probably in the next few days. But prepare yourself. It's going to be pretty boring. But it's going to be there.
Listen, don't let her downplay this, okay? I watch crochet vlogs all the time because who do I want to crochet with? Someone else who's doing crochet stuff.
Crochet peeps,
yeah.
For sure.
So it's like chill. You're hanging out with a friend. It's not like, I don't know. It's just fun to craft with people. So if you like to craft,
we should do that next time. We should.
Yeah, we can set up the craft cam and we can like be crafting while we stream next time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But we need to plan it because, again, this was some plan. I just busted in this house like SWAT earlier. I was like, I'm here. Everyone wake up. Ex-Cal was like, what are you doing here? I'm joking. He didn't say that. He was just like, hi. And I'm like, is DC home? And he was like, yeah, upstairs asleep. And I was like,
he lied because I was coming down. I was awake. He was lying to you.
I was like, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave now. He's like, no. It's okay. But yeah,
it's not going to be boring. Do you have music that you're going to put to different parts?
I have some what's it called? Copyright free music.
Sweet.
Yeah, I do. And then I have like, I'm probably going to speed up a lot of it, but I showed y'all a couple of projects that I just completed. And then also like me shipping out stuff and whatever. Because I've had to go to the post office 3 times this week. Which, by the way, thank you so much to everybody that's purchased anything from me. I really appreciate you. Like, more than you know. Like, it's been going really, really well. And tomorrow my roses drop. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested, okay?
Heck yeah. Definitely go watch your stuff. I'm not going to class today because I feel like garbage. So instead I'm watching you two and crocheting a green banana octopus.
That sounds great. I want to see a picture when you're done.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God. I saw a dinosaur taco. A plushie.
What?
A dinosaur taco plushie.
Wait,
it was so cute.
So it's a dinosaur and the body is a taco? With legs and
like
stuff?
the top part is a taco. So the dinosaur is a tortilla and then the backside is all the taco stuff. It was so cute.
Okay.
I gotta find it and like send it to you. But it was really, really cute.
That sounds great. Karina, do you ship to Canada?
I unfortunately don't. I'm really sorry. I've shipped a couple of things out of the United States and neither of those times has gone well. So I would hate to take someone's money and then them not get their thing and then having to go through the refund process and all that stuff. So for now, no, but we were talking about maybe setting up a website and DC's going to help me possibly here soon. Nothing's in stone yet, but if that happens and then we can figure out the shipping from there, that'd be great. But for now, I'm just shipping within the US. I'm sorry.
I'm on the last half of the last sleeve of my sweater. Why is that part always the most tedious thing ever?
Because you can see the finish line.
Yes. And you want to wear it already? Or unless is this for, is this the one that you're making for your son?
A plushy dinosaur taco. That sounds super cute. I have to find it. I have to show it to you. Hold, please.
We are potentially going to, I guess we are going to react to, here's the process of what I thought. If y'all know what's been going on with Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrandt, that they are in jail awaiting their, I guess, the sentencing and stuff like that. Their YouTube has been wiped. YouTube was like, absolutely not, you're done. Facebook, different story. All of their psychology counseling videos for other families they're still up on Facebook. And so I thought, how do you get from being a good parent to your kid to listening to these two chicken nuggets about, oh my God, it's adorable. Okay, let me turn off the green screen real quick. There you go. Here.
Dinosaur taco.
It's adorable.
So cute. So follow that account. They have a lot of great shit. Okay, like a lot of really good stuff.
And this is Croutons Crochet.
Yes. I don't know them. They don't know me. I just think they have great things.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh my God.
And then they made it like this. Look.
Oh my God, it's adorable. Okay,
like
we gotta show it again.
Plushie. They made like an actual like plushie. Not a crochet plushie. Just
like it's so cute.
Plushie. So they're selling them. If you want to support them, do. They have great stuff. And dinosaur tacos? Come on.
Yeah. Francine said Jody's Connections was an MLM style cult. I don't know the MLM piece, but I'm interested to find out, because if there's an MLM connection, like we've been doing kind of like the MLM, M is for MLM and murder series of like kind of true crime and multi-level marketing crossover. But if there's a financial aspect of it, I'm super interested if it was a MLM style. I didn't bring my, that's okay. Let's go to.
My knowledge on this whole situation is very limited. Very, very limited. I know, what the news say and stuff, but I've never seen like any of the things they did before this whole controversy, which, by the way, how can you as a mom do things like that, like to your children, and just trust any random person with your children? I could not, like, it could not be me.
Yeah. Connections. Trying to find it again. Nope. Tab. Jody. Hi, Callie. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, these were her live streams. She's got another. Oh, crap. I haven't seen this page. So that's interesting.
Knowing what you know now, isn't it weird looking at them smiling like that?
Yes, 100%. Jody Hildebrandt Connections. Facebook.
Basically, I'm super mom and someone should be rubbing my feet right now. I agree. I don't even know what you're talking about. And you know what? Yes, I 100% agree.
Hey, Diane. Welcome to Connections. There we go. So here is from 2020. That was the oldest video. So let's make a page where we can have it behind us. All right. We are going to duplicate.
If you see me looking lost, it's because I am. I have no clue what's happening here.
I don't know what's, oh, there we go. Guest. No. Close enough. All right. Edit. Safari. And then we're going to put us on the screen. Whoops.
What's in that cup? Oh, that's my cup.
Edit. We don't want a border. And we should be good to go. Down here. All right, let's lock this. All right, so this is the Connections Facebook page. And just kidding. Get your bite model bingo card out for sure. Posted. If we go to videos, a song and
I agree, Cena.
a song and dance of sex live couples workshop.
Dear God.
Is that Kevin?
Is it? It doesn't look like the guy from the news.
I wonder if that is Kevin.
It's like 2 minutes.
Let's watch it.
Let's get awkward, y'all. Let's do it.
How do I make it bigger?
To have sex a lot.
Oh,
we
God.
have sex a lot. That's what he said.
Yeah. Let me go to.
All right. Coming in strong.
I wonder if that's why. Let's see.
Song and dance. Every time I wanted it, it was like, I've got to do something to make my wife happy. So you hear the control in that? I need to do something to make her happy. So I would think, and then it's like, okay, the kitchen needs to be cleaned up. So I would go in and I would wash the dishes and I would clean up the kitchen. And then Ruby would come in and I would always time it in just the way that she'd walk in right when I was finishing up or something. And then she would say, "Oh, thank you." And I'd say, "Yes, I washed the dishes." Okay. I washed the dishes was what I was really trying to say was, I scratched your back. Now you scratch mine.
This is disgusting.
That's really what I was trying to say. Now it's sick. And as I share this with you,
it is sick. I agree.
I look back on that time in my life and I think, oh man, I feel a lot of sadness and remorse around those choices and the way that I used to show up.
Your face isn't saying you're showing sadness or remorse. It sounds like Jody Hildebrandt told him he should feel a certain way about that.
Yeah.
And now he's on this video.
Mm-hmm. I said it before and I'll say it till I get tired. Sex is not a weapon. And you and I want to start by saying I don't have the perfect marriage, okay? DC knows.
I don't either.
I don't have the perfect marriage. We have our issues. We have a lot of stuff that we're working on. However, when it comes to showing up as a partner and a dad, I don't have to make a list for Jack. I don't have to tell him what to do. I don't have to suggest or hint at him doing something. And also I don't say, well, if you do this, you'll get some later. Like, that just is not natural. It's not like, you shouldn't feel obligated to be intimate with your partner because they took out the trash. Like, what if you don't even want to? What if you're not even in the mood? What if there's so much that goes into it? And so for women to use it as a weapon and for men to only do nice things or help out their wives to get that in return is so gross. It should not be like that. You are not their mother and you shouldn't have to make a list. Now, I understand some of our husbands are neural spicy and sometimes they forget stuff. That's okay. That's a whole different story though. I don't know. This is really, really gross. I don't like it.
Yeah. And the reason I thought it would be interesting to watch these type of videos was to see like the buildup of like how they got to the point. I mean, they were, in my opinion, Kevin and Ruby were doing awful things to their kids before they got involved with Connections, way before. And then being involved with Connections reinforced their awful judgment that they had. Their awful, like,
It was like they were Bruce Banner, and then when they joined this, they turned into the Hulk.
yes. Yeah. That's what it seemed like. If you, and I wouldn't suggest doing it lightly. If you want to have a lawyer kind of talk about what happened to the kids, I like Emily D. Baker because she actually respects the live chat and not surprising them about stuff. But it was awful. It was awful.
Again, my knowledge is really, really limited. But from what I do understand is so like that's not even parenting. That's the fact that they had their older son sleeping on a chair or like a beanbag or something, like the damage that could do to his back and while he's growing. And then the other little boy that, you know, the one that saved them all basically. And then now the accusations that she's making, talking about like, I had to have him like that because he was doing stuff. It's like, did you ever stop and question, wait, where did I fuck up? Like, what did I do? Like, when did I stop paying attention to my child long enough for him to do the things that I'm alleging that he did? Like, I understand, especially when you have small children walking away for a second to go to the restroom or something, and then you hear a bump and they bump their head. I get that. Sure. Okay. It happens. Leo swore, and it still happens all the time. I'll like, you know, be taking a shower right quick or something, and then I hear, oh, Shwami. And what happened? I caught my finger or like whatever, you know? Yeah. Which, by the way, for finger, he says, watch your kneeker. Your kneeker. He'll be like, oh, mommy, I hurt my kneeker or something, you know? So I understand that part. But being so apart and like not invested into your child to the point that you don't even know who they are and what they're doing.
Yeah, I think she separated herself from who they were because she was only looking at them if they like had a lot of distortion in their life, or they were like, she looked at them first for all the quote unquote things that were categorized as wrong by her religion or her beliefs. And then she did that. And then she had, I think it was a lot of bad decisions. And because having them be pure or distortion free or fully like following all of the church's the Mormon church's principles, whatever thing that she believed, that getting them out of her kid was more important than the kid. I think that's just me playing.
I think also we have definitely seen worse. For example, was it Chad Daybell? And yeah, so
sure,
it's not the first time we see something like that, but in that case, those were not his children. In this case, I just will never understand like how this man just neglected his kids to the point to, again, not knowing anything about their life. Like even Jack, who works like 14-hour days, still knows how Leo's day was. Still knows that he got in trouble in school for squeezing someone a little bit too hard when he gave him a hug. He still knows what he got for lunch. He still knows that we bought a toy after school because he got like a star or like whatever. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And again, we're not by any means the perfect parents or the perfect couple or anything like that. But I will never understand. And I think what pisses me off, and at the chance of sounding like a a-hole, this is one of those situations that pisses me off for everything that we already know. But also, some people really do not deserve to be parents. Some of us that really want children or another child have wanted a child so long or another child so long. And then to see people who reproduce like bunnies treat their children like this, I will never understand. And there's nothing you can say to me to make me have sympathy or empathy for these people.
Sure.
And the fact that she has quote unquote health issues in jail now, I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck you, okay? You did all that to your children. This is the least you deserve, okay? Like, honestly, I will never understand. Never.
Yeah. And I think that what we can take from looking at this is recognizing like red flags so that in real life, if you see like stuff like this, then you can like be more informed and increase your knowledge base, because in my opinion, kids should be protected at all costs. And having somebody in your care who cannot advocate for themselves and then doing shit like this is so evil. I do categorize it as evil what they did to the kids.
I agree.
And the power that an organization or a belief system can have in warping you is one thing, and at the very end, there's still, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but it seems like there is still an ability to make a decision. Like there, you can stop at any time. Your free will is there, and I understand. High control is a thing. Authoritarian, like mind control. I understand those are things, and I still want to like, I guess, be one platform on the internet that says like you can still make a decision at any time.
Yeah. You can always change your mind. You can always learn. You can always grow. Yeah. And especially when it comes to your children, kids don't come with a manual under their arm. And, and like, you can't just like learn to be like a parent. And like, this is how your kid needs to be taken care of, you know. But at the same time, they also don't know how to just be children either. You know, like they're learning, and the whole point of you being an adult and the parent is that you're going to guide them as best as you can and be there to keep them, if anything else, safe.
Yeah. The bare minimum. The bare minimum.
That's it. Safe. Fed. You know, the very basics.
Yeah. And Francine said, and I watched Jordan and McKay, but they've been talking about this family for a while. I know other people have as well. I want to be careful on who I recommend on my channel. There's another big family person who I wouldn't say it has the same chat rules or the chat beliefs that we have over here, so I wouldn't want to recommend him. But Jordan and McKay are awesome. And Francine said Jordan McKay literally predicted this, was heading this direction with the children. They saw Ruby getting deeper in with Jody and the cult. They're ex-Mormons. And one of them is a psychiatrist or a counselor, a licensed clinician, which I think that's very valuable in like their commentary as well, being ex-Mormons and being in the space and being able to talk about Jody's impact on these two. But these two have been treating their kids bad, in my opinion, for such a long time. And that's heartbreaking because people were trying to say like something's wrong. Someone needs to help these kids. Nobody listened. Like there were so many, like I think wellness calls to the house and stuff, and the kids were never helped. And I'm glad they're helped now, but it's just, it's sad.
I honestly, and this might be like a controversial opinion, but I feel like if you have a family channel, CPS should be involved. Like honestly, the kids should be checked every so often. Especially when they are on camera or they're like your whole content or whatever. Because I understand like wanting to have your child like in the background of a video, or you guys have seen Leo sit on my lap how many times, but I'm not there. I'm not using him. We're simply just spending time together while I do something that I like. And I don't find that necessarily
I don't either. Yeah.
Conflicting.
Yeah.
However, if it bothers somebody, I would understand, you know, but, if you have a family channel and you use your kids for profit, CPS should be involved. Like, honestly, some sort of social service, something should be checking on those children, making sure that a percentage of the earnings is put aside for those children when they are of age, and that the parents aren't just blowing all the money, especially if they're using them like the Ace family, you know? I can't. I don't know. And then not to say that there isn't like family vlogs or like family channels that are a little bit more balanced. For example, I haven't seen them in a really long time, But there's beauty YouTuber that I followed from years and years ago. She was one of the first ones. Judy. It's Judy time. I don't know if you know.
Yep.
Okay, now she has children. And they do have vlogs, but you can tell that the kids are just chilling. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not forced. It's not, and the kids aren't 90% of their content either. Sure. Like, are the kids in the background? Yeah. Do they sometimes put the kids on camera and ask them something? Sure. But primarily is about their days, the parents.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying family channels are good. I don't think they are. But can it be done better? Yes. Without harming the children, traumatizing the children, exposing the children so much? Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's very complicated too, because I think CPS needs more money.
For sure.
And I think they, in my opinion, I understand your rights as a parent should be protected. Yeah. I also understand that kids should be protected as well. And I wouldn't want to, I know that there's a potential danger in setting a precedent where people lose their kids when maybe they shouldn't have to, but this is wild to know how many times people were like, something is going on with Ruby Frankie and Kevin Frankie and their kids.
Yeah.
And either everything looked fine or they made it look fine. But like, how do you go from like passing all of these CPS inspections or whatever to content warning? I'm going to talk about the state of the kid, not in detail, but if you want to mute me, I will wave when I'm done. How do you go from that to a kid running for help, escaping a home with duct tape around his hands and his legs, with lacerations, open wounds, and knowing that she poured honey and cayenne pepper into the wounds to make them burn longer? How do you like...
I have heard that those two have some sort of like healing property, but
for a kid,
she wouldn't heal herself that way.
They may not. I'm just like, that's gonna burn.
Yeah, I agree.
Even I feel like normal people are like, oh my God, you have a cut on your leg. Let's wash it out with soap and water. Let's put a bandage on it. Let's keep
maybe some peroxide. Something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, let's make sure it's not infected. Let's go to the hospital. Let's make whatever it is to physically inflict that on a kid and then to continue to harm them and have no empathy for the hurt that you are putting them through. And it's mind boggling. Okay, I'm done.
No, I agree.
Yep. Jody was a counselor, and she was a high up recommended counselor of the church. Go watch Jordan and McKay. They've done a lot. And Annie Elise and
Swoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Emily D. Baker's covering it too.
Yes.
So
those are our favorites.
Yeah. And they also withheld food. Can you imagine Leo being hungry and you just being like, nope, you don't get to eat because you did something at school? Or Leo forgetting to bring his lunch to school and then saying he deserves to be hungry so he learns to remember his lunch.
No, you know what? Leo would never let that fly. And I just had a situation with the lunch. Okay, really quickly, just to give you a quick little giggle, right? So I hadn't gone grocery shopping after the freeze that we had. So I had nothing to pack him. But when I dropped him off, I told the teacher, hey, I did not pack him lunch. If you can please make the school lunch available to him. He never eats the school lunch because I pack him lunch every day and a snack. But I didn't have anything to pack him. So I was like, can you please give him? She was like, yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. My mistake was I forgot to tell Leo that I didn't pack him a lunch. So I pick him up at pickup time, right? And he's like, as soon as he gets in the car, hey, mommy, what happened? Where's my lunchbox? And I was like, I am so sorry, buddy. I forgot. But when I tell you this guy had authority in his voice talking about, where the fuck is my food, mom? I was like, that was my bad, bro. I am so sorry. You want some McDonald's? He said, yes, McDonald's. And then that was the end of that. Yeah. But no, I couldn't. And even in situations where we've been so poor that we literally could not even afford groceries, Leo would never know it. Because I wouldn't eat. Sometimes Jack wouldn't eat, but Leo has always been fed.
Yeah.
No matter what it is that I have to do. Sometimes I have to ask my brother, hey, can I borrow $20? Ask my mom, hey, do you have some leftovers or something? But Leo would never know.
Yeah.
That we didn't have enough money for food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I can't imagine.
And I know like there's some mindsets of like, I understand maybe if you're in 8th grade and learning the consequences of if you are slowly being given more responsibilities of taking care of yourself. I understand that the range for that, if they have practiced their lunch, I guess I partly don't understand because like if we forgot and we ended up calling one of our parents and saying like, oh my God, I'm really hungry. I accidentally forgot my lunch. Is there any way? If my dad was always working, my mom worked too, but she was like, if she was free, she would do it just because she was like the grace there to say like, oh my God, I understand mistakes happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're like stressed with like tests or bringing your books and like, and sometimes they couldn't like, hey, I'm really not available. I'm on the other side of town. Like, I'm really sorry. I can't bring it today.
Yeah. Also, my thought with that is if the little girl's teacher was anything like Leo's teacher, I don't know how anyone else's school is, but for Leo, they're trying to teach him how to be, hey, Emily, they're trying to teach him how to be more independent and stuff. So when he gets to his classroom, he takes his lunch bag out and puts the stuff in the refrigerator in the room. And then by the time it's time to go, he'll pack up his jacket, his sweater, his lunchbox back up. So the least you can do as a parent, knowing that, yes, they're learning structure in school and whatever, but they're already stressed out because they know they have to do that, right?
Yeah.
Your job as a parent when they come home is to make them comfortable. I'm not saying coddle them and do every single little thing for them, but like if your child is hungry, maybe feed him, her, them. Just feed the child. Feed the child. And just like you're tired when you get out of work and you're overwhelmed and whatever. Can you imagine being 4 and feeling the same way and not knowing how to express that, control that, or like advocate for yourself?
Yeah.
And we have these conversations with Jack all the time because Jack can be very like, no, he has to learn because that's the environment we were raised in, right? Yeah. And so I'm like, listen, dude, you're 33 and you still don't listen. He's 4. Yeah. And he'll be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's all I have to do, you know? And I'm like, you as an adult still don't listen and you're expecting him to understand blank. Yeah. Like, give him a minute.
Yeah. And I think for me too, like what happened with me when I was playing tennis is that food was used as a punishment for me from my coach. And that like harmed me at such a deep level that I guess like I wouldn't, if I ever have kids or am able to have kids, because I've never been able to have kids, I would hope that I would just, like we continue to say, like food isn't like a moral good or whatever. Like it's not a moral decision. Like it should be available to you if you have it, because you shouldn't be punished by taking food away.
Yeah. And for me, I think it was the opposite. For me, it was like, are you sure you want to have seconds? Are you sure you want to eat that? Like, nobody's going to want you if you keep eating like that. Like, no guy's going to want to sit next to you. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat all the food. Yeah. And that's how I developed my disordered eating, you know, because it wasn't necessarily taken away from me, but it was just like, you're fat. Stop eating. And I was like, well, I'm going to get fatter. How about that? You know, so I guess it goes both ways. There's a balance, just like to anything else. But again, if your child is 4 and they forget their lunch, get your ass up and go bring them some food. Venmo the teacher some money so they can pay in the cafeteria. Something. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Let me see. I'm going to split this with Karina, but it says it's a super chat from Andy's Web.
You don't have to do that.
I know. I'm happy to do it. What the heck's going on with my freaking computer? Sorry, we're lagging a bit and I'm not sure why. It says, oh no. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on with our stream. It says, I've gone hungry before to feed my nieces and nephew. I'm not rich, but my sister hasn't been in situations before, so I've sent them groceries so the kids could eat. Kids need the nutrition.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. I can say that for my brother. Like, he'll check in on me every now and then. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, gorda. Because he still calls me that. And gorda means like fat in Spanish. But it's like endearing. He says it endearingly, not like, you know. So he also, by the way, P.S., he calls my mom. And even though she's like super skinny, he calls her that. And also my sister-in-law. So we're all, and so since we're all together, he's like, hey, gorda. And I'm like, yeah. And we all turn around and say, yeah, what's up? But anyways, my brother will do that sometimes. He'll be like, hey, you're good. You have everything that you need for Leo right now. You have everything you need for you. Because, yeah, you know, also when we've been in really hard situations, I had to let Leo eat. He's a child. And I had to let Jack eat because he's diabetic. So sometimes, you know, I'll pretend to not be hungry when we haven't been in the best situation. And I'll be like, no, it's okay. I ate earlier, or like, I'm not really hungry. I don't really want that. I'll snack on something else and I'll get like a piece of toast because I have to. Like, you know, you got to prioritize. And how can you sit there as a parent, have a whole meal, and then because your child doesn't know how to fix a plate, let them watch you eat?
Yeah. I don't know. It's awful.
I couldn't do that.
Emily Jones, who's another anti-scam, anti-MLM, paparazzi expert, it said in Utah, if a kiddo has forgotten their lunch, most schools will allow the kiddo to eat school lunch in the cafeteria.
Yeah. In Leo's room, they have to order it like in the morning or whatever because they eat in the classroom.
Yeah.
Hey, Harper. Harper didn't know it was coming over. Sorry, my bad, Rusty. I forgot to tell you.
Melissa. Making sure your small children have food is the bare minimum. Yeah. Even people in prison get fed 3 meals a day.
It might be disgusting food, but they get fed.
Yep. Kids can't learn if they're hungry and tired. Yes. Yeah. Yep. I was a single mom for 8 years, and my daughter never knew that I was broke and didn't eat every day because she always had everything she needed and more.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
I mean, I wasn't a single mom, so props to you because I don't know, you guys are superheroes. Single parents everywhere, superheroes. But yeah, I know what that's like having to choose whether like when he was little, that was one of the reasons why I started doing cloth diapers because I was like, diapers are so expensive.
Yeah.
And also his skin was super sensitive. So I would just like, I bought like a 24 pack of cloth diapers and they were just constantly in rotation and they will save us a lot of money. But I had sometimes to decide, am I going to get him a can of formula or am I going to get some fruit?
Yeah.
Am I going to get, I don't know, gas or groceries? Am I going to, you know, pay our light bill or put an extension on it and maybe get us a meal? You know, like we've been in situations like that before. And again, Leo would never know.
Yeah. Deanna said, my daughter is very small and just barely on track for weight. It can be so frustrating if she does not like the food I make. I have to make a lot of compromises because I need her to eat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, just, I don't care what people say. We keep a bag of chicken nuggets on deck because sometimes that's all they want to eat.
Yep.
And you know what? They either eat chicken nuggets or they don't eat at all. And honestly, I will go with the chicken nuggets any day.
Yeah. When my kids were little and we were broke AF, my BFF and I would pretty much lend each other the same 40 pounds back and forth every month.
Yeah. That's how me and my brother are sometimes. We're doing it. We are both thankfully doing a little bit better. We're doing so great that my brother actually just bought Leo like a whole bunch of brand new winter clothes. And I was like, thanks, bro. You didn't have to do that. But they love Leo. So,
oh, that's awesome.
I'm happy to have a supportive sibling, even if it's just that one sibling.
Yeah. I was food shamed all the time as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. My grandma.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people experience food insecurity and struggle to provide for their kids. That breaks my heart. But Ruby Frankie did not have that excuse. Yeah. She was making millions of fucking dollars because of her kids.
You know what else I was thinking? And this is like a little bit of a different topic, kind of, sort of. Yeah. Okay, so for also being white American children, and this is not like a race thing, but like, do you know how many immigrants and like people of color struggle to get financial help with medical situations. And this B, for lack of a better word, she's from here. And I'm pretty sure she had medical insurance, Medicaid, chip, whatever, and never used it for the kids. Yeah, you know how many immigrants would love to have that type of assistance and they don't?
That's a really great point.
I can't.
I just feel like all schools should have free lunch for all kids, but that's just my opinion. Yep. I work in retail and I see how expensive diapers. Yep.
Yeah.
They were in private school. So they had even more money to be able to pay for their kids' schooling. Public schools would not allow that to happen. Up here, we pay delinquent school lunch bills for kiddos.
Also, the fact that she said that she was not going to bring her child lunch to make the teacher comfortable was like,
fuck that. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious right now? Like, are you for real? For real? I can't. Like, I could not be me. And if I was a teacher, I would have fed the child, to be honest. And I know I probably would have gotten some shit because of it, but I don't care. I'm not going to watch a kid watch the other kids eat.
Yeah. And it's just, if you want to see the video of where Ruby is in her car kind of gloating that her child has forgot her lunch and how on whatever high horse she's sitting on, saying that the teacher better not give her daughter some food. Yeah. You can watch it on other creators' channels. I think many anti-family vlogger channels have covered it.
I would have been like, I did give her food. Fight me. Come on. Yeah. Let's throw hands, bitch. I'm not going to let her starve. What's your problem?
Yep.
And that's just the hood in me coming out. Sorry, I just can't.
Yep.
With people like that.
Yep. And it's so fascinating in a twisty way. Like, how do parents go from maybe somewhat normal to like ending up in prison for CA? Mm-hmm. And how do we recognize it and learn from it so that we can maybe help kids say something if you see it?
Yep. Honestly, I think like the best, and it's just like those kids were trapped like between a wall and a hard place or a rock, and however that saying goes. Okay. But because as a parent, I think the least I can do is tell Leo like, hey, and I tell him this all the time, and I know he's 4 and he probably doesn't understand, but one day he will. And he will remember that I say this to him all the time. The thing that I say to him all the time is, you can tell mommy anything. Mommy will always believe you. Mommy will always be on your side. And he looks at me like, okay, because he doesn't understand. But whenever he needs mommy, mommy's there. Daddy's there. However, these kids didn't have that.
Yeah.
And it's
either parent.
Terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't understand. And I feel like for some of us that grew up with a trauma and feeling not heard and whatever, this is low key triggering. And again, some people just don't deserve to be parents. They just don't.
Yeah. Yep.
Be mad at me if you want. I don't care. It's the truth. People like this do not deserve to be parents. And I know some people have like, you know, they're like stressed out because they're single parents and they have to work like 60-hour weeks, and like that's completely different. But going from that to tying up your kid, not feeding your child, sending them to like a camp for behavioral issues, even though they technically don't even have room to have those behavioral issues, is wild. It is so wild. And can you imagine being 4 and not feeling safe? Can you imagine being 4 and not knowing why you went to bed with no food? Yep. I just fucking can't. It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, and like they were, you can see, I guess, in their old videos, but I guess their stuff's taken down, so you'd have to watch it on anti-family vlogging channels. But you can see how they treated their kids and the decline, or I guess the increase in extreme behavior towards their kids, that sometimes their kids blurted out. I don't know what this is.
It's a package. It's the mailman.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The dogs are gonna...
Oh,
There we go.
doggos. That's how they came to the door, and I was like, oh, the dogs are gonna eat me.
Good job.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
In my opinion, because they saw the power of the dollar and became selfish and took it out on the kids. Yeah, I agree, Tori. It's just, I don't know. It breaks my heart. Those poor babies, like those poor babies, you know, and not even the fact that they ruined their childhoods. It's just, how long do you think it's going to take them to recover, if ever? Like, how much therapy do you think they're going to need for them to function like regular people? It's going to take them a lot of work to undo something that they did not do. It's just heartbreaking and baffling, and I could never. And if I ever saw this lady, I'd probably throw hands. And for legal purposes, that is a joke. That's a joke. That's a jokey joke. But no, I don't know. I can't. I cannot.
Whoops.
I knew I was being dishonest, and I did it anyway because I wanted something. I want. The reality is today, if I walk in and the kitchen is dirty and I'll say, it's been a while since I've washed the dishes. I'm going to wash the dishes. And I'll wash the dishes. And Ruby will come in and I'll say, I washed the dishes. And today, that doesn't mean anything. It means, oh, you washed the dishes. Thank you. You're welcome. Then we move on.
She's so proud of that. That's her man. That's her man, and she's claiming him. Look at him. You know what? I can't relate because weekends, Jack works 14-hour days. I said that before. But weekends, I get to sleep till 3. I wake up and breakfast and lunch are made and the kitchen is clean. I leave it clean for him because I know he wants to cook in the mornings.
Yeah.
But the kitchen is clean. My child is fed, dressed. Sometimes I wake up, they're not even home. They're out doing boy things at the park, at the Home Depot, or like Leo says, the Homey Depot. They're out bringing me coffee or like getting a pizza, or I can't relate. And he never expects some booty. Like, he's just like, baby, I love you and this is my house and I live here and that's my child and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, you know.
Aww.
And he doesn't expect much of me. Like, the only thing he's like, baby, can you pack me lunch? Because he doesn't like to eat out.
Yeah.
But I can feed that man the same thing 3 days in a row and he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Could not be me, dude. Could not be me.
Yeah. People are standing Jack.
Yeah, Jack is the best. You know, he drives me bananas sometimes, but you know, all in all, he's a decent guy.
Yeah. So I don't think that he's getting punishment for this because, from what I understand, and this is maybe my misunderstanding of the series of events, but I think that Jody got in the middle of their marriage and that Ruby was influenced and also made decisions to remove Kevin from their lives because Kevin, I think, was participating in things that their version of the Mormon church wouldn't approve of.
Yeah.
And so he was like, or I think that Ruby was like, if you want to save the marriage, you're going to move out. We're not going to see each other. But like, as a dad, you're not going to see your kids. You're not going to check up on your kids. Like, I don't know. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you like abandon. I say abandon. Don't go visit and let them do whatever they want to with the kids. I don't get that just don't get it.
And again, you can just tell he's not a good father, period, because like I said, Jack works all day And guess what? He calls Leo like at least 2 times after school. Just to say, hey, what are you doing? And Leo can be there sitting down, playing with his Legos, talking to Jack. That's it. Well, he's at his second job because he's allowed to have his phone there. So you could just tell that he doesn't care about being a good dad.
There's these older ones. See, these are Ruby and Jody. Why are they sitting so close to each other?
Also, okay, so another, like, this is my opinion, and again, it might be controversial. I'm going to bring your channel down. But as someone who is very openly and proudly bisexual, you cannot tell me that there was not something going on between them. This is just my opinion. I am only, take my word for whatever, however you want, because I am, after all, how I like to say, just half a lesbian. So like, bi, you know. So take my word for whatever you want, but you can't sit here and tell me that there was something going on between them. Even if their church doesn't allow it or whatever, you don't know what happened behind closed doors. I don't know. They just give me that vibe, you know?
Yeah. Let me just say this. I'm not a touchy-feely person.
Yeah.
And we're like streaming. We both got shares. We're like here because the camera is limited. But like if I was like this, that's a little bit odd for a streaming thing.
Yeah.
For friends. Look how close they're sitting.
Yeah.
That's more that appears to be my judgment zone here.
She might as well have her leg on top of hers.
I know. They're so close.
Which if you're like sisters, like blood sisters, it's fine. Or even adopted sisters, that's fine. I get along with my sister-in-law like that. Yeah, sure. Not necessarily like too cuddly because she's also not too touchy-feely. I don't think I am either. I think out of the both of us, Jack is a touchy-feely one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Harper, what do you think? Are we going to cuddle when we meet up?
I say yes. I vote yes.
But I mean, yeah, a hug here or there, or like maybe if you're tired, like maybe leaning against each other if there's nothing else to lean on. But like their vibe is definitely giving sexual tension.
More than friends?
Yeah, for sure.
So Alexis said, okay, I need a sanity check. Am I the asshole? My mom was helping us pack to move. She misplaced my favorite pair of pants, the only ones I feel good in postpartum. Is it unwarranted that I am so mad?
No.
You are not the asshole.
My mom made the bed the wrong way when I was like freshly out of having Leo, and I threw the blankets away. That's how upset I was. So no, you're not. Hormones are wild at that time, okay? So you're not. You cannot be held responsible for your misbehaving right now. It's the hormones.
Friends with benefits. Yes.
Yeah.
My dad once referred to himself as not much more than a novelty for the first 30 years. And yeah, facts. Wow. I hope you and our baby snark are doing okay. And I hope you find a new pair of pants that make you feel great.
Yes.
And you're incredible for like what your body did and growing a human.
Leggings. Yeah. Honestly, wear whatever you want. I think like freshly postpartum, you know what the outfit was? Underwear and a sports bra. Or like a breastfeeding bra. Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Amazon has really good quality leggings that have the V front that I think would be super comfortable for you, and they're better than the Lululemon like fabric.
Yeah, and then they have the clasp.
Yeah, they have a clasp too. But like if you are looking for a replacement pair, they're either
and fuzzy socks. Fuzzy socks because Mexicans are not allowed to walk around without socks or shoes.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing. Also, Harper, I can be cuddly, so but Leo might get in the middle. He won't even let me cuddle with Jack.
Oh, good. Airy pants are amazing. Good. I was cuddly with my. There they go. I think my brother and my sister-in-law are back.
Doggies, probably.
Okay. What time are we at? 1:16. We got time to watch another video.
Yeah.
Let's see. I hear you. You did a good job.
Caspian.
You hear him?
Buddy. Y'all hear the yodels? Oh, God. Not him singing a whole opera by himself. He was upset again because I didn't bring Leo. He
I know.
was like, where's this child?
His
at?
tail's up. And then we were like, Leo's not here. This is what his tail does. It just, there we go. Coda's,
And Barry, you get it. You get it.
that's Coda howling.
Yeah.
Now.
Coda is the goodest girl. Like, I'm going to put her in my pocket, take her home.
Fear drives bullying. Oh my God, that's 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
I need to let them in. I guess they forgot the code.
That's hilarious. Pearl is going off right now. Oh, God. I love hearing dogs. A man even said hi to Leo and the floops. Oh, yeah. Wendy. Where are you, Wendy? These dudes. No, but honestly, I would love having dogs. Like, every time I come here, I'm like, I'm having a dog. I'm gonna steal Coda. Or your brother's dog. He's so precious.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna put you. I have like this little crossbody bag, and I like had it on, and I'm like, do you want to go home with me?
He's putting his head right on.
You want to jump in here? And he was like, yes. And I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh my God. Alexis, the pants have been found. So
Awesome.
this is awesome. This is
Awesome. I'm happy for you. It's just like the quote unquote silliest things make you happy when you're fresh out of pushing out a baby. And honestly, whatever makes you happy, do it. Okay. And please, as someone who, trigger warning, suffer from PPD, if you feel any weird feelings, talk to somebody. Don't wait. Don't make the mistake that I did. Talk to whatever. My DMs are open, always open. You should ideally talk to a professional, but if you don't want to, my DMs are open. And I'm here for baby talking pictures all the time too, okay? I love baby pictures. Not in a weird way. I want another baby so bad.
Look at this one. Walking away to gain something more. That feels like this was from over a year ago. So I'm wondering if this is when he stepped away from his kids.
Probably.
I'll just start by saying this. I've become really skeptical of anything in life that promises quick results or results in anything without any pain.
Thank you, Alexis.
Or, get rich quick, lose weight fast, painless, easy, and just here, pay the money, stuff like that. Anything that would try to sell that angle to me, I've become really, really skeptical of in life.
Wendy,
because
absolutely.
I've come to realize that if change truly is warranted, it's going to require work. There's going to be pain involved. It's going to require sacrifice. And that's consistent with what God tells us and teaches us in the scriptures, time and time and time again.
What book are you reading?
Connections, I came to realize that the principles that are taught here in the community that supports one another and holds each other accountable. This isn't a money community. This isn't
I'm gonna smack you on your bald head.
Sex addiction community. This isn't
This
is a community. And
but also, I do that to Jack all the time.
Individuals who are dedicated and desirous to live their lives in truth, to live as close to God and keeping the commandments as possible.
So it's about being close to God, and if your kids end up being harmed in the process, in the pursuit of that, that's okay. That's what it sounds like to me, because look at this. When you look at the influence continuum, if you look at leaders, individuals, organizations, the ends justify the means. That's what I'm hearing from
the
Connections.
Dad of the year? Why are we watching the Dad of the Year? Dead.
Because this is twisty as AF. Mm-hmm. And I think it makes a lot of us angry. And how do you, that's the question. How do you go from here to actually CA? How?
You know what God wants? God wants you to be a father to your children, to protect them, to feed them, to keep them safe, to not feed them to the lions, you know? God wants you to be a very fucking minimum, a decent human being, which you aren't.
Can you imagine if Leo, you were like, hey, don't touch the stove, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes over and he touches the stove.
Mm-hmm.
And you say to him, you need to experience the pain of your skin having a 3rd-degree burn because you're the one that touched the stove. So I'm not going to comfort you and I'm not going to help treat your wound. Can you imagine that?
I mean, no. You do that when they trip over the shoe they didn't pick up, but you don't do that when it comes to actual bodily harm. You don't do that when he tries food sometimes. I'm eating something. He's like, can I try it? I'm like, it's spicy. I want to try it. Okay. And he'll like, you know, oh, spicy. That's what I said, my guy. That's what I said. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to let him actually harm himself or that I'm going to tie him up to keep him out of harm's way. You know?
Yep. Or you're going to make him work outside without any water because he did something bad.
Yeah.
For like 8 hours. Like, come on. It's just wild.
Leo gets time out for 2 seconds and then I cuddle him.
Yeah.
That's it. 2 seconds. That's all he can handle.
We're watching him because I thought it would be interesting to see like the unwinding and like how we get here. How do you get from family vlogger to jail, prison, maybe even life in prison?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Also, why is he not in prison?
Yeah.
For abandonment. At the very least, he should have done some time for abandonment.
I mean, I'm sure it'll continue to come out, but he's suing for the house now and restitution.
Oh, God.
Like, what, sir? Come on. I have to demand my kid grab a jacket when it's raining. I couldn't imagine doing that to my kid.
Yeah.
It's just, he's talking about, the way that he's talking about scripture and being close to God kind of says certain things to me about his mindset around his kids, and it's twisty.
Honestly, I think it has nothing to do with God. And maybe this is just me because I've been through stuff. But this sounds more than anything like just straight up misogyny. So, all right, guy, if that makes you happy, but like you still got to take care of your kids regardless of what you want. Yeah.
And so as far as money goes, you know, everything I described about myself, it all stemmed from the fact that I was being irresponsible with how I viewed myself, with how I viewed my worth, with how I viewed.
What about your children?
I don't know exactly, Wendy. Emily covered it in a 1 hour long podcast. I was kind of listening in the background while I was cooking. Oh, restitution for the ongoing care and treatment of the children. Thank you, Melissa. I was just like, what the heck are you doing? And then I got distracted. He wants the sale of Jody's house to go to restitution for the kids. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you.
How to have and have value in this world. I assigned all of that to these outward evidences. So if I have the right job, if I live in the right type of house, if I drive the right kind of car,
no one gives a shit about that.
Why don't you worry about being a good dad? I would rather the custody of the kids go to the older sister
me too.
Than this chicken nugget.
Yep. Same here.
All these evidences were, and so I just walked around my life trying to control all of those evidences so that people would think a certain way about me.
He Shadow and some others were saying, Melissa was saying, he wants the sale of Jody's $5 million house. I don't know how you buy that house knowing that kids were tortured inside. Like, the energy, I don't think is good in there. Do you? I don't know.
No, it's like the people that are living in the what's her name? In her house. The girl that just got out of jail. What's her name?
Oh, yeah. What's her name? Gypsy Rose.
Yeah. The people that are living, they just painted it blue and they said, fuck it, we're going to live here anyway. So I was like,
how do you...
My mom is going to walk around at night. Like, No.
Yeah.
I believe in ghosts, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Don't take it any other way.
Yeah. Also, I want to do a stream. Have you seen the TikTok lady who's building a tunnel underneath her house?
I saw that. I saw that on Do We Know Them? It's a podcast.
Yeah. But you can go back and watch all the TikToks from the very beginning.
She's wild.
So I thought we could watch the TikToks and
We
just
should.
snoop with snacks and like
Oh my
wine.
God, yes, we should.
Okay.
Let's plan it out.
Okay.
Yeah, but we should. I seen some of it, and also the fact that a lot of her neighbors are people of color piss me the fuck off.
Yeah, and they won't go to they're scared to go to the police.
Because most of them are immigrants.
Yes. So she's taking advantage of her privilege and position and their disadvantage.
She just doesn't give a fuck.
It's wild. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's
It looks like an engineering disaster.
TikTok be TikToking, I'll tell you that much.
I don't think they want to be with Sherry right now because of the influence that Jody and Ruby had on the kids, because the kid, he went to get help, but he didn't want treatment because he knew he was in the same mindset that he had to be punished.
Yeah.
He was like, I need to get help, but also he was still fully believing that what they were doing to him was for his like salvation. So I think the longer that they are away from Ruby and Jody,
Yeah.
and being in therapy, that they will be able to heal and maybe go to someone who's not this chicken nugget.
Honestly, I think that they're young enough, most of them anyways, are young enough that they should be put in like witness protection and then separated, just to kind of like tend to just that one child and have them like detached from the trauma that they've been through in efforts to help them heal. And then when they're adults and they're ready to face it, then they can handle it however they want. But in the meantime, I feel like an adult has to step in and say, hey, I know this is going to suck and you don't want to be without your siblings and this is all you know. But listen, we're going to show you something different. We're going to teach you what it's like to be safe and be a priority for someone and be taken care of and not feel like you deserved to be tortured and punished. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Again, I have a soft spot for children. If it was up to me, I would have like 6 right now. We couldn't afford 6 kids, maybe like 2 more. But like, I love kids and kids love me. They're really, really drawn to me. So,
And you're a good parent.
I thank you. I would really like, I would do my damnness to help those kids out.
Yeah.
Because it's just not fair. You know, it's not fair that they've been through so much at such a young age. And I know we all have like our issues and trauma and stuff, but like, damn. Again, I can't imagine what I was saying earlier when you walked out to go get the dogs was, can you imagine how much work, therapy, and just working on themselves is going to take to even be a partially normal person?
I mean, for the rest of their life.
Their whole freaking life.
I don't know how and you'd have to work with like an expert therapist. Like,
and also it's like if they're willing to work on themselves, because imagine you have one and they're like, no, I don't care. I'm just going to live my life. And then they have children and do the same thing it's just a vicious circle. Like, I can't imagine, you know, hopefully that doesn't happen, but it definitely is something that like has crossed my mind while watching all these things about this family.
yeah, and the I think the hope part of this conversation is there are so many instances of people being able to be in therapy and stop this continuation of this cycle of awfulness towards their own kids, because I think you're raising Leo in a very different situation that you were raised in.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Because you've done some work, you've been in therapy, you've been able to say like, this is important to me.
Yep.
And also I'm willing to sacrifice for my kid. And and the kids in the Ruby, Frankie, and Kevin, Frankie ecosystem were always the ones sacrificing.
Yeah.
And Ruby and Kevin were not the ones sacrificing. The kids were the ones sacrificing their time for the views. And Ruby and Kevin, I don't know what the hell they were doing. The kids need Stephen Hassan to explain what happened for sure.
Yeah, but I think in the meantime, maybe for a while, they just need to be kept safe, you know?
Yeah, get to have consistent meals.
Yeah, get them to have a little bit more of a regulated state of mind, not that I deserved it state of mind. Like they have,
it can be very traumatic. I don't know if y'all have watched Stephen Hassan had a client that he worked with, and he did he blurred her face during the CEU course he made, but she, after she left her religious cult, was having so many mental health issues, and that was getting misdiagnosed by the psychiatrist that she was working with, in and out of mental health facilities for 11 years on so many medications. And it was basically because her self-conscious still believed all the things about the cult, and that she was not in the cult anymore, that it was her fighting against herself, basically.
Yeah.
And so I hope that the kids are safe.
Yeah.
I hope they get therapy from somebody who doesn't have ties to
the church or their parents.
I'm biased that way because I wouldn't want them to continue to be influenced if you're not going to deal with an ethical licensed clinician.
Yeah.
But she was on so many meds, it was insane. And no, this isn't a health claim.
So she was on meds and meanwhile putting honey and cayenne pepper or paprika or whatever.
Oh no, the other client. Client. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was like, she was on meds and meanwhile she was seasoning her children. Girl, what?
Yep.
I can't.
This is in Utah. Yes.
Of course it is.
Yep. I hope the kids get to be in therapy.
Yeah. I hope they find decent adopted parents or foster parents, because I definitely don't think that this asshole should be allowed near them. He had a chance to step up and be a decent parent and he didn't. So now a little too late. But maybe that's just, I'm salty and I cut my dad off. So maybe that's just me and my own shit. But I feel like he had more than enough time to step up and he didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
And I guarantee that statement describes the entire world. Like if I walk into a bookstore today and I go over to like the most popular self-help books, right? Everything is make money fast. Here's how you can turn a profit in 30 days. And there are all these things. And all of this is external based on, hey, oh, awesome. If I do that, then I'll be able to feel like I have value. If I do that, then I'll be able to control what everyone thinks about me.
Well, I'm sorry, but what type of books were you expecting to find? The how to enslave your children and make them not functional humans, or the walk away parent who doesn't give a shit about all the kids he left behind, or the my wife is in allegedly a cult and I refuse to help her out or protect my children even the slightest, or the I don't know, the shiny bomb shit for your head. What were you expecting to find? I just can't.
Yeah. This is an interesting video though, because this is around the time that he left. So
I love how he's talking about, I was so selfish. Were you or are you?
Very, very important distinction. For sure. For sure.
What Connections did for me was it challenged me to put all of that garbage away. Just put it away and turn inward and look at me. Look at what my motives were. Why? Why was I pursuing this? Why was I placing so much value on money? Why was I placing so much value on sex? Why was I placing so much value on my title and my career and where I work? All of that stuff. Why? And I didn't want to face that question.
I was so
I didn't
selfish.
want to answer why.
Me.
Yep.
Because that meant I had to get really, really vulnerable and deep with.
You know who was vulnerable? Your kids, who didn't have the ability to consent to any of the treatment that they were subjected to by you your wife and Jody Hildebrandt. Those were the vulnerable people. So I don't have a lot of grace for him saying like I had to get really vulnerable.
Nope.
You don't necessarily, in my opinion, there are certain things that you set aside when what I imagine you do when you become a parent. I say this as a kid whose parents did like who are good people. I see this with Karina and Jack and how they treat Leo and what they do to sacrifice for them. And you can work on yourself and still like advocate for kids who cannot advocate for themselves and protect them. You can do both at the same time.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense for me to like sit here and be like, I'm going to therapy. I'm working on my issues. I'm setting boundaries that I was never able to set as a child. But at the same time, I'm messing up my kid.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So for him to be like, I was so selfish. Me. I. Like, I just sounded like Speedy Gonzalez. I. You know, for him to say that, it's like, were you selfish or are you selfish? And also, shut the fuck up. Go take care of your kids.
Yeah. And Jessica said connections made him a doormat, in my opinion. And it's like, you have the responsibility to advocate for your kids. And I say you let. I hate, there's so many times I listen to these videos and it always sounds like who I'm listening to. Obviously not when I'm listening to a lawyer or anything like that, but people who are in the anti-family vlogger space are always trashing on the moms and not giving the same dish out to the dads. Yeah. And I don't want to fall into the same patterns that I am disgusted by. Because he could have stepped up at any time. Yeah,
he had plenty of time.
He could have done it.
Yeah, it's like what we were talking about with Harper the other day, that we were talking about the McBrooms. And I thought it was his child, but it was actually a niece. How the hell was he allowed to have a channel with children involved after he did the thing that he gave his niece or his daughter? I don't remember. Harper thinks it was a niece. A penis-shaped lollipop and filmed her eating the lollipop. How was this motherfucker able to still have... Oh my God, Mom is gonna hear me. Oh my God. How was he still allowed to have a channel that involved children? How after that? Because that was years ago.
Oh my God. I don't know. Like, that's just wild.
Like, how did nobody say, hey, you are not allowed to post anymore, and if you do, the state is going to press charges or your kids are going to get taken away or something, because that's not appropriate behavior. Like, I get it. You know, I get it. Sometimes we accidentally bump into our kids. We're looking at something else and we like knock them over. Like, I understand little things like that happen, but you don't purposely put your children or someone else's child in situations where disgusting people on the internet could get hold of that and do stuff.
And they you know they are. You know they are. You know they're already doing that.
So like, why? And also, if that was his niece, where the fuck were the parents? Because I see someone taking a video of remotely inappropriate of Leo or a picture, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
There's no fucking question about it. Yep. Like, there's just none.
And that was Austin McBroom, right?
Yes.
And that's on the Ace? Is that the Ace family?
The Ace family, yeah. Yep.
And they just got a divorce, or they're getting a divorce. They're separating.
I think it's just because no one saw enthusiasm about... We can talk about them another day, but I just think it's because no one like showed any excitement for their alleged wedding that was going to be bigger than the Royals. So now they're like, fuck it. We're going to get divorced instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. You think it was his daughter?
I think it was his daughter too.
If it was his daughter, I'm gonna...
The oldest little girl. Yeah. And I clearly... it lives rent free in my head because I just cannot... I cannot understand how he was allowed to keep putting his children or have a channel at all. You know? I just can't.
Yeah, and this is an interesting comment from Plushy. But Jody made Ruby partake with the punishments, aka torture, to make sure that even if she realized one day what she did, Ruby would not be able to forgive herself. That's a good point.
Does she have children?
Jody?
The other lady?
Jody, the therapist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does
But
she have kids?
Can y'all let us know?
Because if you don't have kids, how the fuck are you going to tell me how to raise mine?
Because you have your nice little degree on the wall and your license and stuff like that.
Nope. Negative. That's a no for me.
I would say this. You can have shame about what you did and then still choose to do the right thing amidst the shame that you're feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
You can still say you're sorry. You can still step up and step between the person who needs to be protected and the person who's doing the harm. Even if it's yourself or if it's freaking Jody. You have that choice to do it at any time.
I 100% agree. And I've shared this story before, but the proof is in the fact that, again, I mentioned it earlier, I suffered from PPD. I never really had like thoughts of hurting my child. It was more about me. And I think I just don't understand, because I hate telling this story because I always get teary-eyed. But one day I was having such a bad day. Leo wouldn't stop crying. I wouldn't stop crying. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. This is not what motherhood is like. It's not possible that people voluntarily do this over and over and over again. Like, I felt so inadequate. I felt like he would be better off without me. Like, it was just a really hard day. And I was alone. My mom was in Mexico. Jack was back at work. And I just remembered saying, I can't do this. And I started packing a bag. I don't even remember what I was putting in the bag. Leo would not stop crying. I packed the bag. I walked out of the house. I turned the key on the car. And I was leaving, but I could hear him cry all the way outside. I don't know if it was just in my head or if it was for real. And in that moment, oh, my headphones died. In that moment, my mom instincts kicked in. And I just started thinking, what if he rolls over in his crib on his face? What if Jack doesn't come straight home? What if he chokes on because he's crying so hard? What if he falls out the crib? Because, obviously babies can jump over the thing, especially new babies. But like, my mom instincts kicked in. And even though at that moment I felt so inadequate and so like I wasn't meant to be a mom, the need to protect him was stronger than my own selfish needs of not wanting to be his mom, because I couldn't do it, because I thought I couldn't do it at the time. So again, I will never understand how people walk away for their children, number one, or number two, tie them up, not feed them. Like, trust me, I've been messed up in the head from childhood trauma, from postpartum, from all that stuff. But I could never purposely and willingly do harm to my child. Never. That's just something that will never cross my mind. Because how can you see that face and hurt them? Like, even sometimes I see Leo, and if I like lose my shit and like yell, I very rarely yell, but if I lose my shit one day and I yell, I see his face and I'm like, how can you yell at him? Look at him. He's so little. I can't understand. I can't imagine having 6, 7 children tied up, starving. It baffles me. That's not human. That's not, they're not even animals do that shit to their kids,
Yeah.
I would never understand. I can't.
Yeah. Sorry about the headphones.
No, it's okay. I just sound really muffled. It's just, I don't know. It's just, anytime that there's children involved, it sends me up a wall, because number one, like, all the things that I've been through as a child, and then now being in the position where I can make a difference for my child, I can't imagine choosing not to.
Yeah.
You know?
Eloise said, hugs to Karina. I totally get it. Some days are so hard. No sleep or break at all as a single mom, etc.
Yep.
And you are pretty much you and Jack are doing the most for Leo. And there's a lot on you during the week by yourself. So
sometimes you just gotta grab them and do a WWE body slam playing around to kind of get some of that rage out. And I'm totally joking. We do play wrestling, but not that bad, not that hard. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trauma dump, but again, it's just like, it's unfathomable to me. I hope that's a correct word.
it is
To treat children that way.
Yeah. It's not a trauma dump, I don't think, because you're sharing your experience and you're doing it in a. I think you're doing it.
Yeah, but that's what the haters say.
Oh.
Why is she always trauma dumping? Look, bitch, I've been through some stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. That's my bad, bro. I
don't have or want kids, but it hurts my soul when I see parents mistreating their kids. Yep. I think that's a natural response too. Like, you can have empathy for people in situations that you have never experienced.
That just means you're human.
Yeah. And I think that's why, like, we try to have some of the rules in the chat the way we do, because we don't want to start othering people to dehumanize them.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why we have the, like, no, I mean, we say chicken nugget, but like chicken nugget's kind of a low level name call, but like, it's difficult. But it's like, again, looking at people like Ruby and Kevin and Jody, it's like, how do we learn from this and take it apart? And yeah, therapists are better able to do this.
For sure.
Other people are. But like, as regular people, how do we watch this and say, like, okay, I know what this looks like or what this can look like in a situation, so I can keep an eye out for it. So if it's safe for me to speak up, because I wouldn't say like it's always going to be safe for you to speak up, and I wouldn't want people to put themselves in harm's way, but you can keep an ear out for it so you can identify it.
You can look for the signs.
You can look for the signs. So, yeah. For sure, Eclectic Mima. Let me see what time it is. Is it
1:50?
Okay. I like doing these kind of chatty kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm not crying.
Hey, we're weeping willows. Weeping willows are welcome here, okay?
Leo goes, when, mommy, when?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Chicken nugget isn't any worse than calling someone a silly Billy, in my opinion, or goofball.
I mean, I call Leo a fart, you know, because he's always behind me, like, all the time. And I'm like, you little fart.
These kinds of situations do bring out our inner human. And I hope, you kind of hope that they do, that we remember our own humanity and the humanity in others. And also, in the midst of that, speaking up and saying something is evil, or something like, this should never... Crimes against people, crimes against children should never happen. They do, and they're evil. They're evil when they happen, and they weren't ever meant to happen. You know, like, that's why it makes me so angry when we hear multi-level marketer people saying, like, all according to plan, or
or shushing kids out of the room, or telling them to shut up and go away. And I just, again, couldn't be me.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not a perfect parent. I want to stress that. I am not the perfect parent. I yell not too often. I try to control it, you know, but I do yell sometimes. Sometimes he's not listening, I'll like snatch his tablet or something, or like little things like that. But I actively try to regulate my feelings so that he can see that he can do the same for himself, you know, set an example. I think that's the best way. And I also try to listen when he's talking. Even if I only understand half of it, guess what? I'm going to listen. And I'm going to try to figure out what he said.
Yep.
And most of the time is, mommy, don't touch me, or mommy, be quiet, you're too loud, which, hey, dude, I get it. But, you know, I try to listen and understand what he's saying, and I give him options, and it's the least you can do. It's the very least you can do. And if you grew up with great parents, I love that for you. And when you do become a parent, if you choose to, if you can, if you're able to, please be the same parent. And if you come from a fucked up background like I do better for your kids. Do better for your kids. I know it's really hard to be the cycle breaker. It's really hard, especially when you're reparenting yourself, trying to heal and also restore relationships, like me with my mom. it's really hard. It's like a million times harder to do all those things at once, but it can be done. As painful as it is, it can be done. But if you also need to, you can just cut people out. You know, I did that with my dad. It was the healthiest thing for me to do, and I regret nothing. You know, it is what it is. And just like this dude, he had a chance to show up for me. He had a chance to be a parent, a decent human, and he didn't. And it's okay to do that too. Do whatever is best for you, because at the end of the day, you are not. And one thing I cannot stress, especially in like the Hispanic Latino community, is you are not supposed to take care of your parents. You're not. You can if you want to, but that's not your whole purpose in life, to take care of your parents, especially if they didn't take care of you. So, you know.
Yeah. I'd love for my mom to maybe just come on a member's live or something, because she, like Karina, was I guess your verbiage is the best, but like a cycle breaker, because she grew up with
Your mom. Your mom is amazing.
And she like is a different person from therapy and like counseling, and like just deciding like
she doesn't even curse, y'all. She's the sweetest, literally one of the sweetest humans I've ever met, and her hugs are the best, and she just makes you feel so welcome and loved. And I honestly, like, I think when I was younger and I would see my friends with their parents and they were like your parents, I would be like, fuck you, you don't deserve them. But now as an adult and as a cycle breaker, I'm like, I love it. If anyone had a healthy environment that they grew up in, I love that for you. Like I love it so much, because I wish that was me. Sadly, it wasn't, but you know.
Yeah. My son was born with delays and autistic, and my daughter has epilepsy. I'm a single mom. It gets really hard sometimes, but I would never think to hurt them. And I love like talking about this as an open way.
Yeah.
Because there's, from what I've seen in the live chat, I'm not a parent, but being able to talk through some stuff and be able to say like, hey, it's hard, and here's how I handled my hard.
Yeah.
In a healthy way is like encouraging for other people, not in a toxic positivity way, but saying like, look, this is what happened to me. This is how I handled it. And here's like the foundational cores of like, you don't harm your kid. You get to eat, whether you're quote unquote good or bad. Like those type of things that maybe
you have basic necessities met.
Yeah. Like maybe you didn't learn that growing up, and maybe it's a new experience. It's a new day. So that's awesome, Sam.
Shadow, you're amazing.
Yeah. Even with great parents, life is tough. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that if you have like good parents or whatever, like you're free of trauma. No, absolutely not. I'm just saying like
it's a benefit.
Yeah,
it's an absolute
for sure
benefit.
A step ahead, a little bit of a step ahead of everyone else. Which again, I love it for you. Like if you had a safe environment that you grew up in, and parents who cared about what you had to say and listened and protected you and made you feel safe and fed you, I love that for you. I cannot love it anymore.
Yeah, no one needs to suffer in order to grow, period. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a great stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for crying with us.
Sorry, I made y'all cry.
No, weeping willows are welcome. This is Weeping
Willows Unite. Hey.
We'll be back for maybe a tunneling stream, maybe a late night live crew stream for the TikTok tunneling lady, just as a fun like break from all this stuff. I'd love to keep covering connection stuff, only because the unraveling of like how they got there it's very interesting to me. Yeah. So I will see you next time. Here, this is Karina's crochet page on this is Karina's crochet link. If you want to order through her, you can DM her on Instagram, and she has a drop tomorrow, correct?
Yes. Some roses, and there's like very limited because I'm only one person. But
so if you want to get your roses,
I appreciate it if you check that out. I gotta go pee. Okay. But thank you guys. I love you so much. Right. Thank you for being here. I thank you for inviting me. Sorry for me crashing.
No, it's good. It's always good.
Talk to you later. Goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye.